Hey, okay, no problem. You just tell me. So that's it? Done. We'll do it. You picked up a new case. You picked up a new case.
So,
Tell me there was a no driving affidavit in place. He's charged with failure to stop and give information, and now he's picked up a racing case. Tell me that we had ordered him not to drive.
Yes, Judge, on the previous case, there wasn't a driving affidavit.
You promised me that you weren't going to drive. Mr. Gonzalez, now you've picked up a racing on a highway. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. Officers observed two vehicles accelerating at a high rate of speed from 70 miles per hour to 85 miles per hour in an attempt to outgain each other. The officer initiated a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle. When the officer told the defendant that he was being stopped for racing, the defendant responded, "Yes, sir." And the defendant told the officer that he did not have a valid license or registration.
Is there a co-defendant?
There is not any co-defendants charged.
Vic, can I see that, please? I'm printing something out. What is that? What did you promise me you were not going to do? Guess what happens now, Mr. Gonzalez? Guess what happens now? Did you say nothing?
I'm not sure.
Not only am I putting you in jail now, but I'm going to make your bonds high. And now you are looking at a contempt charge of 180 days in jail. And we are going to have a hearing as to whether I'm going to hold you in contempt. So now I'm going to file a third case on you. And you are now looking, if they prove to me that you're driving in this case, you're looking at 180 days in jail, flat, day for day. Do you understand?
So,
Goes with you. I'm sorry, Sonia, but I'm setting the bonds at each at 10,000 and 2 each. Three, 5, 3, 9, 9, 8, 0. He will auto-populate on tomorrow's docket, and then we'll just go through the rigmarole. Or, I don't know.
He's gonna be able to pay that. He's a high school senior.
It's a damn shame.
I don't know what his parents' financial situation is. I'll talk to him and find out.
Talk to the parents, and then, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, you know, I need to make sure he understands it and that he gets it, but you swore to me you weren't gonna drive and now you're racing, unacceptable, you know? I'm gonna make it higher. He was wearing an Armani shirt. He was probably wearing a $200 to $300 shirt right now. 15,002 on both.
Okay, Your Honor.
And then we'll see tomorrow. We'll populate tomorrow. We'll talk again tomorrow. Reach out to the family and, you know, perhaps they'll come here and they can see how he is. And you can see that we mean business now, you know? Okay, thank you so much, Sonia.
Judge, you were voting the new.
You were Destiny Collins. We issued a warrant for your arrest because you failed to appear for court, ma'am.
The paperwork, I told him the same paperwork, they said I was supposed to appear today. If that's the case, my bail bond company should have told me the same thing, but my court date was for today.
You were ordered to appear 11/22 of 24.
Got out of jail that day. I was released from jail on Wednesday of this week, last week that just passed. So there was no way possible. I could have made it to court that same day. I got released from jail again. And I didn't get released from jail till Wednesday at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then also I have the picture. I didn't bring the physical copy because I forgot it, but the paperwork that they gave me when I was leaving, that said my conditions. I have the picture in my phone with my name on it. It says today at 8:30 in the morning. So I showed up today. If that was the case, I would have showed up when I was supposed to come to court. So I don't get that. And I just sat in jail for a week and a half. I cannot go back.
You issued the warrant on the 22nd, right? This is Miss Collins. She's not on docket today.
What's the case number?
252-6615.
Can I show you the same picture?
She was on the docket on the 20th. She was supposed to be here on the 20th, correct?
The bond paperwork shows, let's see.
I'm confused. I'm confused.
It's not opening.
Can I grab my phone and show you my
Don't
picture?
talk to the prosecutor, please. You're not allowed to. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, because if there's a problem and it's not your fault, I will reinstate your bond.
Judge, so on 11/20, she failed to appear. Defendant not present in holdover is what Jamae wrote on the reset. So she wasn't brought up on the 20th. So she rolled it to the 21st, and then the surety bond was posted. The surety bond says 11/20. So it seems to contradict itself. The 20th.
So whoever wrote the bond did a mistake, because they put
Whoever hand wrote 11/20.
back in time as opposed to, so what, you said you have paperwork that says that you're supposed to be here today?
I left the physical paperwork at home, but I had my brother send me a picture because I forgot it. I can show you.
Yeah, sure. And you can give it to Deputy and she'll. You see that it shows today's date?
Yes, Judge. November 26th at 8:30
Okay,
a.m.
all right. Yep, you're right. Okay, I'll reinstate your bond. Okay. So it looks like while you were in custody, they appointed you a lawyer. I don't know that Martin even knows. I mean, there's no way he's gonna know.
Especially if she's not on docket today.
Right.
No?
Oh, I have his number. I'll call him. Let me see. Martin. Hey, how are you? I have a Miss Destiny Collins that's on docket today. Are you in the building? So you were appointed, it looks like, while she was in custody. Say it again? She was in custody in Fort Bend. Huh. Okay, do you want to stay on the case or do you want me to appoint someone else? Hey, okay, no problem. You just tell me. So that's it? Done. We'll do it. Okay, okay, fine. Can you pull up her NCIC, please? So we can, I'm gonna take Martin off
Okay.
because he's not working with us. And do you mind appointing someone else for the time being, please? Ms. Collins, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
August 8th, 2024, a deputy was dispatched to a bar and grill in Harris County, Texas regarding an assault. The complainant worked at the bar as a bartender. Defendant came behind the bar and began striking the complainant multiple times with a closed fist to the face and upper extremities, causing pain. Complainant began to fight back to defend herself. During the fight, a crowd of people surrounded her, and some individuals who she did not know began to stomp and kick on her while she was fighting on the ground. Complainant
Stop and kick the complaining witness.
That's not true.
Stop, please.
Yes, the complainant stated during the fight, a crowd of people surrounded her and began to stomp and kick her while she was fighting on the ground. She stated that the fight lasted approximately 2 minutes. The complainant and the defendant did not know each other and stated that she did not know the defendant well enough to fight her. The complainant stated the fight ended because someone yelled out, "I'm calling the police."
Okay. Tell me, does she have anything else that's open at the time now?
She's currently on probation out of Galveston County for theft.
Yes.
And I think you had mentioned something about Fort Bend, so we're looking for.
Lord, we're hitting the Tri-County area now?
We're not showing anything out of Fort Bend, Judge, but she is on probation out of Galveston right now.
She may have been in custody in Fort Bend. I don't know. So run full NCIC, please. Ms. Collins, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my public in every single way, shape, form, manner. And if you become a danger to my public, I am first off going to put you in jail. Next off, I'm going to make your bond so high you're going to flip. Do you understand? Do not go back to this bar or any other bar. I'm prohibiting you from going to any establishment where 51% or more are beer, liquor, any kind of clubs. You're not to go anywhere of this nature. Do you understand? Does she have a felony theft or does she have a misdemeanor theft? And then what else is open? What kind of criminal history are we talking?
Felony theft, Judge. And I believe that's her only history. And Alex is looking into the Fort Bend case as well.
Your Honor, I don't have any record of her case in Fort Bend. Looking at the county clerk website for Fort Bend, I don't see any cases open with her name and date of birth.
So the only other thing you see is it a probation that she's on?
Yes.
For Galveston.
Oof.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Judge, 2 years deferred on Galveston.
How old are you, ma'am?
23.
What do you do for a living?
Right now I work 2 jobs and I live alone. I live in the Fort Bend County area.
How much money do you make a month, ma'am?
My monthly income, I say my intake probably about 3,800.
I need you to fill out an application because I don't know if you're going to qualify for an appointed lawyer, ma'am. And I'll take a look at the application. The only thing I'm going to tell you is that when you're on felony probation, you're supposed to be extra special good. And when you're not, they usually file motions to revoke. So I would be on the lookout because if you're on probation or parole at this time, it's very possible that they issue a felony warrant in that case with the fact that you picked up this new case. So understand, no alcohol, no drugs. Do you understand? Okay, do you mind giving an application, please? All right, I'm gonna have you fill out the application and then we'll, do not leave until you sign all our bond conditions, ma'am. Okay. Good morning, Ms. Lewis. Ma'am, you were wanted out of
Missouri.
Missouri for receiving stolen property. Tell me, Ms. Oko, what did you guys want to do?
Well, she would like a bond out on this case. I believe this was in 2022, this was picked up. And according to,
So you said that the case originates from 2022?
yes, Judge. However, she did, it arose out of a traffic ticket. They got pulled over, car was searched and things like that. And so she kept in touch with the courts to see what she could do. And they kept telling her that she had to pay some money. She paid some money and that was it. She didn't know that there was a warrant out for her arrest. She didn't know there was court. She didn't know any of that after that math. And plus she's based in Houston. So I would assume correspondence should have been sent her way. She didn't know until she got picked up as of yesterday. She does live here. She's got her parents here. She's got support. So they're willing to help bail her out and make her go to Missouri so that way she can in person handle it.
I'd be opposed, although the probable cause for the stop was a traffic citation or infraction, is that the receiving stolen property is coupled with an unlawful possession of a firearm and it's a failure to appear. It's not a 2B. So she went in front of a judge, stated that she would return, and then she did not return.
And now it's 2 years later.
The warrant was issued out on December 8th, 2022. So there's been a pending habeas for almost 2 years.
You're a flight risk, you know? You've been gone for 2 years, and how do we get her now?
I don't have the offense report. She wasn't charged with anything else here, so my best guess is
Somehow she got just picked up.
right. And so, I mean, I can source the OR, but I don't have it on my person.
It was like a star.
It was a random stop, Judge, a traffic stop, I think, broken
No,
flags.
I am always amenable, I shouldn't say always, but I'm very amenable to giving people bonds when, number one, they're not a danger to my public, and number two, I have faith that they're going to go back. Your case is now 2 years old. You've been in flight for 2 years. You've made no attempts to do anything. And the only reason we have you now is because you got arrested. Had you not gotten arrested here, you'd still be in the wind and they would still be looking for you. So I don't have faith that if we give you a bond that you're actually going to go. I know that you're going to tell me it's little gumdrops and rainbows and bunnies jumping in the woods, but at the end of the day, a flight risk is a flight risk. And who you really are is on paper, because everybody tells me and promises me sun, moon, stars, this, that, you know.
I mean,
I don't really have any way to force you to go back, and I just can't take your word for it.
well, Your Honor, she does work, and of course, getting a bond would, the incentive of receiving that bond back is one of the things that I've gotten some of my clients to do, to get there. As soon as they go and take care of their case, they're calling me, asking me, how do I get my money back? It's more of an incentive for them. So at this time, like I said, she does have a base here. They're willing to help her out. They didn't know about this whole issue, and she thought she had taken care of it over the phone. Unfortunately, that's just not how it works, but she understands that now, and she's willing to go back to Missouri as early as next week to take care of this.
But I don't have faith you're going to go, you know? Day?
For what it's worth, if it wasn't a failure to appear, I actually would have agreed to a bond, but the fact that she went in front of a judge and the incentive originally from Missouri was the bond, and so that should have been the original.
And when you first came out, I was thinking to myself, you know, guy, it's not the worst in the world. It's not, you know, it's not a capital case, so to speak, but you went in front of a judge, you promised him that you were going to go back. It's now 2 years later, and you haven't.
I didn't go in front of a judge. I had called them and they said I didn't have to. They said all I have to do was pay it. That's why I just paid it.
Post bond, right?
On this
Yeah,
case.
I paid everything that they told me I need to pay. I've never been in trouble ever a day in my life. I've been homeschooled my entire life, and this has just come up. So I just called them and I did everything that I had to do. I'll do anything I have to do to get out of this. I just want my life back. I have a business. I have a family. Like, I just want to get back to my family. That's it.
Any other prior criminal history?
No, Your Honor. I mean, if the court wants to roll it over a day, if Chisholm wants to call Missouri and talk to the prosecutors up there, or if she has a defense attorney up there, I mean, if it's an FTA, then presumably she would have had an attorney after the first setting before it was forfeited. So if you want to roll it over and talk to Missouri, I'm not against it, but I'm still opposed because it's an FTA. So if you want to do that?
Tomorrow, Wednesday.
But what is she, what,
So if
call Missouri for what purpose?
So generally, if the demanding jurisdiction doesn't impose a bond, then generally I don't. So I had that happen last week. Now, what day is today?
Yeah, no, it was last week with
It
us.
was last
Yeah.
week. And so there was one I opposed, but the demanding jurisdiction, the prosecutors there said, I'm not opposed to them getting bond. Even though I opposed it, they didn't. So ultimately I folded and I said, okay, I'm fine with the bond. So if Chisholm's able to speak with the prosecutors up there and they're not against it, then I'll
Did
defer.
you say you can't be here tomorrow? Is that what you said?
Not that I can't, it'll be the timing, right? If we can, I'm gonna make some calls right now, see if I can make some calls now and see who I can
For
call.
sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause I wouldn't
No,
want to
there's
roll it
no,
over
I mean,
to
we're here for
tomorrow.
at least another hour, so there's
Yes.
no,
I'll make some calls now.
see, if they're unopposed, then, I'll set a bond.
Because, and I was, it's because the teletype that we received is, she is eligible for a 2,500 bond there, but they clearly stated that she's not eligible from their jurisdiction for a bond out of state. So they won't allow her to have a bond until she's returned. That's why I said, if the prosecutors are fine with it, they can send me an email, fine. But I'll sit in the pews.
Sounds good. I'll make some calls, Judge.
What you can do. You say, is there a second case though, too, or no?
No, so the way they did it was, the charge was for both at the same incident, but for reasons passing understanding, whomever the arresting officer was, they only put one charge. So I had to run the NCIC off of her FBI number to get the second charge. I didn't know until I ran it.
Okay. Is this the only fugitive case we have today?
This is the only remaining one. Everyone else
Got it.
is in wait, which we're all. Williams needs to sign the waiver, but once he signs the waiver, there's no issue.
Oh, yeah, so he needs to be admonished, no?
Right, so sorry,
Okay.
Williams.
So he says, I'm gonna make some calls and I'll come back and talk to you, okay? So we're good.
Thanks.
And then Mr. Williams just needs an admonishment.
Okay.
Morning, Your Honor. I have Mr. Derek Jack. He is in the holdover. He's set for bail review.
Okay. Let's talk about Mr. Jack. Terroristic threat of a family or a household member. Yeah.
He does have some pending felonies, and I think doesn't have a bond on those, on at least.
So it looks like from September of 23, he picked up his first unlawful possession by a felon. 3 months later, picks up another one. 5 months later, picks up another one. And now he's picked up another one of those and a terroristic threat with us, family or household member. Our bond is set at 10,000.
Right.
What would you like?
I would ask for 5,000.
We're gonna oppose, Judge. Obviously, this individual should not be he should be out on bond. He just continuously picks up new cases while being
In
given
fact,
bond.
I want
and
to
then-
talk to this gentleman to see if we can reach him. So just, if you bear with me, I would like to bring him out and talk to him, huh? Please. Madam Bailiff, do you mind bringing someone out, please? A Derek Jack, please. Thanks. Aaron, talk to me.
Okay. So approaching, it's on an off-docket promotion to sub, Trinidad is conflicted out.
I got you. Happy to have you, man. How are you? Great to see you.
Getting ready for this. Hey, Judge, you have a good holiday.
Great to see you, Aaron.
If you don't mind, while you're waiting for the inmate, can you confirm with Saba that she received that email and they're prepared to file that dismissal?
Did you guys get Brock's email by chance?
Should come from a lot law on Viegas.
Yes, Judge, I dismissed it.
Okay, it's been dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll sign your nollie now.
Thank you, Your Honor. You guys have a great Thanksgiving.
You too. Take care. Stephen, what's the deal with Miss? Okay, got it. Hugh,
Yes.
hey bud.
And there it
You
is.
picked up a new
The hammer
case.
drops. Jail time, higher bond,
You
and now
picked up a
even
new
a
case.
contempt of court charge. That's separate from the original crime, which means this situation just escalated fast. What really stands out
Tell me
here
there was
is
a
the
no
judge
driving
sending
affidavit
a
in
message.
place.
This isn't just about
He's charged with failure
it's
to
about
stop and give
defiance.
information. And
Hey, Judge, how are you?
what's new?
Nothing much. I was told to approach on Miguel Mendoza. I think he just took a drug test.
Is Mr. Mendoza here?
He checked in.
Yes.
Miguel Mendoza.
Into the park one.
All right, come up, sir. Just take a seat for me in the jury box real quick. And then I have an inmate coming out, Hugh. Let me talk to him real quick and then I'll hit you up next. Okay.
Sure. Sounds good.
Good morning, Mr. Jack. Good morning.
How you doing, sir?
How's jail?
Sucks, man.
Great. That's great. Because I got you. I need you to understand that we mean business here. We don't play. And your lawyer I'm bringing you out because it's your case. You need to understand what's going on, number one. Number two, your lawyer has asked for me to reduce your bond. Your bond now is set at $10,000. I have no idea what happened on your case. The only thing I do know is that September of 23, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. December 1st, 23, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. 5/29/24, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. 11/23/24, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon and a terroristic threat of a family or household member. You now, with us, are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Yes, Judge. The officer was dispatched in response to a family disturbance in Harris County, Texas. The complainant told the officers that her and the defendant, her ex-boyfriend, were having issues regarding child custody, and the defendant was attempting to drop the child off with the complainant, and the complainant refused to take custody because of a previous mutual custody agreement. The complainant told the officers that the defendant then stated, "I just bust your car window, and if you pull up doing anything, I'm gonna shoot your ass in the face." The complainant stated that she was in fear for her life, and the officers detained the defendant and found him to be in possession of a handgun.
All right. Mr. Jack, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. A protective order has been issued in this case. What that means is that if you violate this protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you, violation of a protective order. And I'm going to tell you now, you pick up one of those cases and you violate conditions, I can have a hearing to hold you at no bond, zero bond. And I will do it in a heartbeat to protect my county and everyone in it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I find that you are a complete danger to public safety and you refuse to abide by bond conditions. So I don't think that your bond is sufficient. I think that the 10,000 is too low because you are a danger to my public. I'm sorry, Mr. Elick, and regardless, what we do here is just, it's, I guess, peanuts, so to speak, because you're being held at no bond on 2 of your felony cases as is. So, what I am going to have you do, though, is this. I'm going to have you sign with me today an affidavit promising me that you're not going to have any weapons. And if I find that you have a weapon, if somehow you are magically released, because I don't know what's going to happen, if I find that you have a weapon, I will have a contempt hearing. I can have a contempt hearing, and I can and may hold you up to contempt every single time you have a weapon. And if they prove it to me, I can send you to 180 days in jail every single time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This is an affidavit. This affidavit, you're going to promise me that you're not going to have any weapons. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if you're going into war. I don't care if there's a big battle in the street, no weapons. Do you understand? Look how big. Is that big enough for you to read? What does it say?
No weapons.
Good. We will have you swear to us that you're not going to have any weapons, and at that time, we'll just have you put back. If you do bond out, I'm going to put a GPS monitor on you, and I will put an exclusion zone so that you're not to go anywhere near the complaining witness in this case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You know, did we ever explore that order to surrender weapons to the sheriff's office? Did we ever do anything with that?
I explored it and I talked to multiple people and no one's ever heard anything about it that I could find.
We had that, remember?
I know at one point we did.
We need to do something with that.
I'll make a few phone calls. See where.
I'm going to see what I can do about having the weapons surrendered to law enforcement so that you don't have possession of any weapons. Do you understand? Okay. All right, Mr. Lick. So I guess we'll just wait. It looks like the felony case is set for, oh my goodness, March of next year.
Your Honor, we may be, I just want to get the body cam and we may set this for trial. I mean, I know he's got the other felonies, but
I'm itching for a trial. You want 30 days, I guess?
that sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll have you swear to us no weapons. Mr. Jack, come on.
Judge, I also have Shaquita Mitchell on your docket. We were reset today for the state to eval, which they have done. And I have a pretrial contract that was printed today. We just need some time to get community service done.
She has to do this community service?
Service in 2 classes, and I think she's already done 1 class. And
Great.
we're waiting on another one.
Is she here now?
She is here, Judge.
Ms. Mitchell, come up.
Hours of community service?
Hi, John D. So one, I would assume, what are the classes?
Decision making. Anger management, Judge.
And anger management, okay. Have you done any of the classes now?
I'm back in Beaumont since this case has occurred. My probation sent me back. So they're gonna have me doing thinking of a change and completing my community service and doing MHMR. So that's all things I have to do in the probation.
This case, or are you on probation?
She's
I'm on probation.
She's on probation in Jefferson County, Judge, but in addition to that, this case, she's already done an anger management class that she's brought to my office last week. But now the state's offering, in addition to that, effective decision-making 20 hours for it to get dismissed. So I'm not sure if the community service she does while on probation can be used in conjunction with this, but I'm sure we can work something
I'm
out.
okay with that. I
Okay.
mean, have you done the community service yet?
Yes, I have done some of my community service.
Okay, then I guess make sure that Michael is okay.
Sure.
I am, but you gotta understand, if you're on, is it felony or misdemeanor
It's a
probation?
felony probation.
I mean, self-control. I would say 90% of the people that are in jail now are for one reason only, self-control. They react, they act without thinking and say, if I do this, what's gonna happen? If I say this, what's gonna happen? And then you end up back in jail, you pick up a new case now, and you're on felony probation. Jefferson County is a really tough county. They don't toy around like here in Harris County. You violate over there, they're gonna lay you out. You understand that by pleading guilty to this case now, they can revoke that probation, resulting in further confinement.
I'm not pleading guilty. I gave her all the evidence.
That's right, we're not doing a plea.
Right, Judge,
Yeah,
we're not
so,
entering a guilty.
but at some point, you gotta understand, they're not gonna continue to bend over backwards to help you.
That's why.
Right?
Cause that was the problem.
You put this anything else.
Well, self-control. It takes two to tango, right? You get into a pissing match with other people, you get into a fight. Don't matter. Everyone's going down. Just think about that. Self-control. All right, so how long is it gonna take you to get all this stuff done?
Right now they got me looking for a job out there. I have an interview today. So hopefully after Thanksgiving, because everything's gonna be shut down probably tomorrow
Well, I
or.
don't wanna, set you up to fail. I mean, your case is old, but we need to give you enough time that you can get it done.
Can we do the first or second week of January?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It is, but I know that with Christmas falling right behind Thanksgiving, if she gets it done before, then I can
My
always.
fear is that we get to Christmas, oh, this, that, and nothing gets done. We're here in January and then nothing's gotten done. I will give it to you, but I'm gonna tell you now, if you don't have it done, I will carry you day for day until you have it done. I'm literally will reset you Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday to Friday, and then to next Monday until you have it done. Your case is 212 days now. We're giving you another 40 days now. You gotta have it done. And if you don't, I'm telling you, I'm gonna roll you day for day until you have it done. You understand?
And
It's
she's
not hard.
proactive.
Everything can be done online.
She's pretty proactive. She's come to my office often and brought me evidence and proof of her classes. So she's doing everything she needs to. And
It's a
this is
sweetheart deal.
PTI.
It's a sweetheart deal. Work it. All right? Self-control. All right. Good luck, Miss Mitchell. All right. Thank you. All right, good morning, Mr. Houlihan. So you understand that you're entering into a very serious probation. We take it seriously, and if you continue to, if you violate, at this point, I mean, we can put you in a rehab facility, right? So just no alcohol. No alcohol from any source. That's all we're asking you to do. Stay out of trouble. If you don't have a license, don't drive. These probations are typically pretty easy. All you have to typically do is 2 classes, stay out of trouble, and don't drink. And as long as you can do that, then you're walking out of here,
Yes, sir.
What are the conditions that we have, Shatori?
Thinking for a change,
Okay,
DWI education, 2 victim impact panels, TRAS, random urine analysis, no refusals.
what that means is that if you are pulled over and an officer asks you to submit a breath sample, you have to do it. If you don't, then you're in violation of this probation.
No drugs or alcohol. And the guardian interlock.
Do you have you've got the scram now?
Yes, sir.
So what we'll do is when you get is this license suspended, Alex? Do you know? Can you run it?
I don't have
please?
a vehicle yet.
I'll run it, Your Honor.
Then you will need to get a portable breath test device. And when you do that,
The scram monitor? Okay,
I'm paying for it now.
Okay.
That thing's around $400 to $500 a month.
okay. I understand.
So as opposed to the handheld device, which is probably about $100 a month. So if you want to keep it, you can, but it's costly. And once you get on probation, I can't pay for it for you. You will be responsible for the fines and fees. I can take off and I can reduce your fines and fees, but there's outside vendor stuff I can't pay for, like your DW education class, you'll have to pay for that. It's $30, right? The victim impact panels, you will have to pay for that. TRAS, can I waive the fee? I'll waive your TRAS fee, which is around, that's what, $200? Yeah, so I'll waive that fee for you. But remember, this probation is not about the money. It's about you doing what you're saying you're gonna do in the time that they tell you to do it. So there's a certain time for you to finish everything.
It's suspended.
Okay. Your license is not suspended. So one of the other things I want to
No,
do.
it is. There was an ALR suspension. There is a suspension.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, sir.
So we will, as part of this probation now, require you to get your Texas driver license. I want you to get it so that at some point you can become a legal driver, but you have to have insurance and you're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have a guardian interlock on it. If you're caught, then that's a violation of your probation. Don't just do stuff. You get permission first.
Yes, sir.
Don't try to do and beg for forgiveness after the fact because it doesn't work here.
Yes, sir.
You understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept the probation, you're stuck with it until you complete it or it gets violated. Now, the agreement that you're entering into is 180 days jail time to be probated for 18 months. This will now reflect as a conviction on your record. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. No proverbial slaps on the wrist. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
So what, does that mean I can go, when do I go take the scram?
First, you get the portable device. When you get that, we will take that ankle monitor off. I want to know that you have something that's testing you before we just take that off. We're not going to take your word for it that you're going to get it, you know?
Yes, sir.
But the minute you get it, let us know and then we'll take that off and then you can keep the other one. If you fail, if you pick up a new case, don't do your stuff. I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out in Orange and we're going to talk about if you violated or not. And if they prove it to me, you're looking at 180 days in jail.
Yes, sir.
Understand? You have any questions? How do you plead to the offense? How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? All right. I will find you guilty. I'm not going to suspend your license. So just take care. You have the ability to get it back. What do you do for a living, Mr. Houlihan?
I'm in the process of, I need to take the Texas Health and Life Insurance exam. And then once I pass the exam, I'm going to be working for an insurance company.
How do you support yourself now?
Right now, living at home with my mother.
Good. Stay there. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, I graduated law school. I still went and lived with my folks. Man, I lived with my folks until I was like 35. There's nothing wrong with it. I saved a crap load of money, you know, and, you know, that's what you do, right?
And
There's nothing wrong with it.
Also work from home as well, so.
Great. Just take care, you know, work at home, stay at home, make a lot of money, keep a lot of money in the bank, and then you venture out. Don't do things backwards, like have a kid now, because that's, do you have any kids?
38 years without kids on.
Well, perhaps one day you'll get blessed, but just do things in the right order, and then things will work out for you. I'm going to waive your supervisory fees, your DPS fines and fees and surcharges. Meaning I'm taking off around $4,000 of fines and fees that you would otherwise be required to pay. And if you don't get a license. But I'm going to tell you now, if you come back here with another DWI, a second DWI, there's a surcharge of $6,000, not to mention court costs. So you roundabout leave here with about $7,000 in fines and fees. So if you want to get lit in the future, just don't get into a car.
I don't have any interest in drinking at all anymore, honestly.
Time heals all wounds, Mr. Houlihan. Say it again.
How come about marijuana too? Because that seems to be the problem.
Marijuana can be a DWI with marijuana as well. It doesn't have to be just, if you take too much NyQuil, what happens? Right. So it doesn't have to be just alcohol. All right. Good luck. Don't smoke weed. Smoke weed.
This is already a bad start,
Morning.
and it just got worse.
How's jail?
The judge isn't just reacting to a new charge.
Great.
He's reacting to
That's
a broken
great.
promise.
Because I got you.
That's huge. In the legal
I need you to
world,
understand
violating a judge's
that
direct order
we
doesn't
mean
just
business
add
here.
charges.
We don't play.
It destroys
And
your credibility
your lawyer
instantly.
Mr. Cope, how are you?
Amazing.
I'm sorry?
Amazing, sir.
I hope. I really hope. You know, you've got a lot of stuff going on. And wow. All resolved.
All resolved.
What happened?
I know it.
Everything got dismissed.
Everything's done.
So no more probation.
No more probation. I'm tired of that.
Did you learn anything? If you learn one thing leaving here today, Mr. Cope, patience. Patience goes so far in life. When you are confronted with someone who's an a-hole, exercise patience. You know, it don't matter. Even if you're right and they're wrong, with your record, if a cop rolls up to you, they will probably hard pressed to take your side because of your record, you know? But if you exercise patience, right, or walk away, if you see a situation that's getting out of control, it's really going to serve you well, you know? I cannot tell you how lucky you are, really, that you're with this. You were on probation for an aggravated robbery with the where was it, the arson? Yeah.
Your Honor, he took a 10-month jail on the MAJ for the arson. That's.
Is that what it is? But he's got sufficient credit that you're probably walking out of here today, right, Mr. Cope? But what I'm saying is patience goes a long way. Even, you know, if you get into a pissing match with an officer, anyone that has a power of arrest, who's going to win? Right. Every single time. I don't care if you're right. I don't care if you're wrong. You're still going to get it. So just patience. Tuck your tail. And, you know, if you ever have an issue, come back to me and I'll help you too. If you ever need help, come back to me here and I'll do what I can to help you out. If you need, you know, shelter. I mean, I can't give you money, but
Housing.
you know, whatever. If someone's messing with you in life, come back to me. We can try to work it out somehow. You know, I can give you a lawyer. We can work things out somehow, some way. But patience, man, you know, it really goes a long way.
So I'm just serious. You asked me what I've learned. I've started to let things go more than I did 2 years ago.
It's great.
I've started to just learn to let things go instead of, you know, someone does something that sometimes you just gotta walk away. Like I'm dead serious about that. I'm not joking.
You know what that's called, right? Mature. You're growing up. And part of growing up known is the fact that you recognize, hey, shit, if I get into this situation, I'm not going to win. You get into it with them, you're never going to win. It doesn't matter. So just don't. Walk away. Come here. I'll talk with you. We'll hang out. Whatever we need to do. The other thing is this, is that if you're ever in a car, you smell like dope, you smell like alcohol, it's not going to go well too. You're pleading now to this DWI. This DWI is going to go on your record. Understand that from evermore, you get pulled over, you smell funky, it's not going to go well. You understand?
Yes.
You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement, Mr. Cope. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, test for any behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country. You're giving up the right to appeal. When you plead guilty, that's it. I want to let you know one more thing. So what did he ultimately plead to?
So he ultimately pled on the MAJ for the arson. He pled to the 10-month state jail sentence.
So you pled to a state jail felony, or does he have a third degree on your record? Because I want you to understand that if you have a third degree on your record and you pick up a serious felony, the next time you could be a potential 15 to life case. So that's why I'm saying if you pick up a serious felony, it could be a minimum of 15 years. All right. How do you plead to the offense of DWI?
I plead guilty to driving while intoxicated.
I'll find you guilty. I'll send you to it. What are we doing?
3 days for 121.
So 3 days, 121? 121 days credit, Mr. Cope. I really wish you the best of luck, man. I hope you go out there, start working, killing it, making a ton of money. You know, really, that's what life's about, buying nice things, right? Get out there and make the world a better place, all right?
How come you know where your boat's at today?
No, I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I'm my bad. My
It's
bad.
okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
Hey,
sorry. You know
it's
what?
okay. You know what? I got to change it up, you know?
Okay.
But we're trying to look good for you. All right, my friend.
Thank you, Your
Take
Honor.
care. 180 days driver license suspension. Yeah, please.
Waive the, fee for.
Of course, of course. Mr. D, I need. Good morning, Mr. Hunter. You were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Officers were conducting a trespass investigation at a gas station in a high crime area where narcotics/gang activity frequently occurs. Officers observed the defendant's vehicle parked for approximately 30 minutes in front of a no loitering sign at the gas station. The officers approached the vehicle and observed a strong odor of marijuana. Officers then observed in plain view a handgun between the driver's seat and the center console.
All right, Mr. Hunter, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
No, sir.
You are not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're on probation or parole at this time?
No, sir.
You are now working your 4th case within the last year, your 3rd gun case. Tell me, what do you do with yourself? Do you work?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I'm a family dollar.
Do you work full time? How much money do you make a month?
$1,600.
I'm glad that you're working. I want you to continue working. Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
You did, great. Okay. Do you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No more dope. I'm going to test you. And if I find that you continue to smoke dope, it's not going to go well. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
I will test you 40 to 45 days from today. If you test positive, it's not going to go well between us. You stop now. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
There will be consequence because it's the 4th case, and I'm ordering you now not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to test you like crazy. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to put on an application. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I'll get you to Stephen to fill out the application. We'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria, and then we'll have you hang tight.
Will there also be state law conditions?
No, because I'm going to monitor him and make sure he's not using, so we'll just, everything will be withdrawn.
Next is page 10. Mumford.
This is already a bad start, and it just got worse. The judge isn't just reacting to a new charge. He's reacting to a broken promise in court. That's huge. In the legal world, violating a judge's direct order doesn't just add charges, it destroys your credibility instantly.
Did you say they found weed on him or no?
I don't think it was any. I think it's
What is your last name, sir?
Mumford.
Page 10.
Thanks. Mr. Mumford, you're charged with terroristic threat. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 4th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a call at a parking garage in Harris County, Texas. Officers made contact with complaining witness who stated that she and her coworkers, including the defendant, were working inside the parking garage. And the complainant messaged the defendant asking where he was located, and the defendant suddenly arrived at the 3rd level where she was located and began to yell and scream at her. The complainant stated he threatened to beat her ass.
Were they together at the same place?
They were on the same, so they both work at the parking garage, I believe, and they were both on the same level. Like it was in person, the threat was made in person.
Did you say she was in fear?
I don't see that in the Dunes, Judge, but let me really quickly the offense report. I don't see that alleged in the OR, Judge.
Mumford.
So the only thing the state would say, Judge, is our position is, I know it doesn't say that complainant said she was in fear for her life, but the charging instrument, it's not one of the elements we have to prove. We just have to prove that the defendant intended to place the complainant in fear of serious.
I don't know. Let's see. A person commits an offense if he threatens to commit any offense involving violence to any person or property with intent to place any person in fear of imminent serious bodily injury.
So, and Judge, just to remedy the issue, we checked the probable cause affidavit on the charging instrument. On the PC affidavit, it does say that she stated she was in fear for her life.
That's the only thing I want to know is she in fear? How do we know?
Yes, Judge.
Because a lot of people make these stupid ass threats all the time and, you know, it's just, tell me what it says. And does she say that she was in fear?
Let's see, it does say that the defendant came to level 3 where she was located. He began to yell and scream at her, threatened to beat her ass. She stated that this scared her and made her in fear of serious imminent bodily injury.
And where is that?
This is in the charging instrument, the PC paragraph.
That's just the charge. But I get it. That's just because they put that in the charge. Nowhere in the OR does it say that she's in fear. Nowhere else does it say she's in fear. That's just because they always put that on every information with regard to this.
I understand, Judge. And
yeah.
The only position we have is that it's not one of the elements the state has to prove.
I don't agree. I'm going to find no probable cause in your case. The only thing I'm going to tell you is be careful, you know, really. Words have meaning. Words can hurt, right? Pen is mightier than the sword. Words can hurt. So be careful. All right. Okay. Take a seat, please.
All right, Judge, we have one Spanish arraignment, page 11, Perez, come on up.
You are Namus Perez Cajax?
Yes.
Sir, you are charged with failure to stop and give information, leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Officers were dispatched to a minor crash. Upon arrival, officers observed damaged vehicle that was no longer drivable. Complaining witness advised that a black vehicle disregarded the stop sign. Complaining witness advised the vehicle stopped briefly before driving away. A witness saw the crash and took a picture of the license plate. Officers ran the plate and found the defendant was the registered owner. Officers made contact with the defendant, and defendant agreed to meet officers at scene of crash. Defendant admitted to being involved in the accident. He advised that he is the owner and the only driver of the vehicle. The defendant advised the officers that he did not see a lot of damage and saw that the complaining witness was uninjured, so he left. Estimate of damage is $1,000.
Mr. Perez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail, Mr. Perez?
I don't know.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Está en el país con o sin permiso. Without permission.
I want you to think, what happens if you go to jail?
Bueno, si voy a la cárcel, pues voy a cumplir con lo que diga el juez.
Well, if I go to jail, I'll comply with what judge says.
You're not in this country with permission.
Está en el país.
Immigration sweeps the jail on a daily basis, every 6 to 8 hours. If you go to jail and immigration finds you there, they will put a detainer on you and you will sit in jail until first this case is over with, and then you will be shipped off to immigration, or you will sit for another 6 to 9 months waiting for them to do whatever they're going to do. If you don't want that to happen, then do not violate the conditions I put on you now. Number 1, do not pick up a new case. Number 2, you do not have a Texas driver license, so you are not allowed to drive. I am having you sign a promise with me today. This is an affidavit that you're not going to drive, and I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care if you need groceries. I don't care if someone has to go to the hospital. I don't care if Bambi gets run over and needs to go to the hospital. You get into a car and drive. You can be doing a substantial amount of time in jail. Do you understand?
Muy bien.
This is an affidavit you're signing, promising me that you're not going to drive. I'll have you first sign this. After that, I'm going to get you to Victoria. We will have you sign a reset. We are going to get you out of here. You need a lawyer. So we are going to give you time to go hire a lawyer. I'll have you sign the reset, and then after that, you'll be free to go. When you come back, please have a lawyer. Do not pick up any more criminal cases. Do you understand? Okay?
Thank you.